Good morning everyone. Today I would like to talk about the Aborigines' life before the British colonisation. The first known human inhabitant in Australia is called Aborigines or Aboriginal Australians. The word Aboriginal in English means from origin or of beginning. Due to some negative comments from society about the word Aboriginal, the new term Indigenous Australians have been found increasing acceptance since the 1980s. Indigenous Australians have been in Australia for between 40,000 and 70,000 years. Their culture is one of the oldest in the world. The indigenous population is comprised of Aborigines and Torres Strait Islanders. They are ethnically and culturally different from one another. Historically, Aborigines are from the mainland, Australia and Tasmania. Torres Strait Islanders are from the island between the tip of Queensland and the Papua New Guinea. It is estimated that there are 750,000 Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders at the beginning of the European settlement in 1788. Since the British settlement in Australia, Indigenous Australians include present or historical reliance upon the subsistence-based production based on pastoral, horticultural, hunting and gathering techniques, and noticeably non-urbanized society. Indigenous societies may be either settled in a given location or exhibit a nomadic lifestyle across a large territory. The indigenous population is closely related to water, food, and other resources. Dreamtime is the Aboriginal understanding of the world, of its creations, and its great stories. The Dreamtime is the beginning of knowledge, from which came the law of existence. The dreaming is related to the old times of the ancestor beings. These supernatural beings emerged out of the earth at the time of the creations. Indigenous Australians are hunter-gatherers which live in small family groups of 15 or 30 called bands. Bands are basic residential and economic units. Groups of bands form larger social units are called communities, tribes, or culture blocks. People within such social networks cooperate to exploit abundant resources during good seasons or sharing scarce resources during drought or flood. Since the British settlement in Australia, there is a number of impacts of Indigenous Australians, include new settlers, brought in disease, loss of land and direct violence to reduce the number of Aborigines about 90%. Aboriginal children were forced to separate from their families and sent to orphan school to learn the new modernisation of new settlers. Although the British colonisation has changed the Indigenous Australians community, Indigenous culture today are diverse and a vital part of Australia's national identity. Indigenous Australians contribute importantly across many fields and including the art, media, government and business in Australia. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation.